Hello and welcome to Card Talk. And today, on this live stream, we are going to be playing through the quest The Drowned Ruins. Um, and I have Matt, aka Cat Attack, here with me tonight, playing a Burglar's Turn deck, which I have not actually played myself at all, so it'll be interesting to see. Um, so, Matt, do you want to tell a bit about your deck?
So the Burglar's Turn is actually a contract I haven't played with yet either, but basically, you get a little loot deck, and so when you travel to a location, you attach a card from your loot deck to it, and once that location is explored, you get the attachment that's included. And so I've built a sideboard of 14 item or artifact attachments. They're shuffled in over on the sideboard, and I turned the visibility off so I can't see what's what anymore. uh, but yeah, the only restriction really is my deck can't have any attachments in it. But I'm basically running a heavy questing with a little bit of side questing flavor deck. So I just put in a bunch of allies with some location type abilities. Like you can see the Merfolk Explorer in my hand. And we're just going to try and power through some of these locations here and get loot for doing so.
Okay, and as for me, I'm running my range 3 hunters deck with Grimbiorn doing the defending and Bard and Legolas hopefully just sniping out enemies as they come. This deck has been I designed a for the Epic Multiplayer Online, and that'll be out in the next couple of weeks. We'll be doing that, so that's going to be. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a fun night, and so we'll get on with the grotto. The first quest stage of the Drowned Ruins. In the sunken ruins of the temple, you find a grotto leading deep below the sea level. Much of the grotto is submerged underwater. You set the Shrine of Morgoth aside out of play, prepare the grotto deck, and add the top two locations of the grotto deck to the staging area. Okay, so grotto deck, top two locations, Undersea Grotto and Cursed Caverns. Okay, and then we three or more. The first player takes control of Captain Sahir. And the second player takes control of Nariasa. And that's that. So, are you keeping your opening hand for the game?
I believe so, because actually I've got Sigil Miner, which will help accelerate my resources here. And a stand and fight, which will be nice if I discard any high cost allies.
Yeah. And not to mention you've got your two of your side quests is starting in your hand.
Right. For those watching, Rally the West is the one I chose for Thurundir's setup ability, and I drew the double back.
Yep, and for me, I think I'm going to keep this hand, oddly enough. Even though I've only got one restricted attachment, but I do have Open the Armory and Elf Friend, which is ideally for Bard, so he can have a Rivendell bow as well as Legolas. This was complete. It was a little bit of jank that I was putting in just to boost attack power without using all my restricted slots on top of, just to see how much attack power I could pop out. So I'm good to go. So Control N, and we need to flip this over. While an underwater location is active, the players cannot play attachments or allies. After a double-sided location is explored, add the top top location from the grotto deck to the staging area, grotto side up. You cannot advance unless there are at least 3 underwater locations in the victory display. Okay,
Right.
so I think I'm going to start off by spending 1 for Arraignment of War on Grimbion. That gives them 4 attack and 4 defense. I will then pay 1 for a Rivendell bow, and that's me done.
Alright. I'm going to go ahead and pay 1 to put out Rally the West for a side quest here.
Cool.
And I'm actually going to discard Glorfindel to Arwen's ability to get a resource, and then use those 2 resources I have left. Oops. And put out the Sigil Miner. And should have my deck list up so that way I can maybe potentially guess this deck pretty well. Oh, looks like I got a lot of 3 cost. Alright, so I think I'm going to go ahead and name 3 Exhausting Sigil Miner, and we'll see if we can't get Thorundir some resources here. So there's a Lorien Guide for 1, and Aerodynamics Prospector.
So you gain a resource.
Yep. 1 step closer to playing that Explorer in my hand.
Okay then, so moving on for questing. I'm committing nothing to the quest.
Well, I guess my thought process was we should quest against
Yep,
Rally the West.
Yep, that sounds like a plan. But I could send Bard for 2. I'll send Bard for 2. He's not doing it much. He hasn't got his attack boost yet, so I'm okay with that.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping you'll take care of any enemies we have to engage.
Well,
for now, so.
That's what I'm hoping to do anyway.
I guess I could leave Nasia up. She's only got 1 willpower right now, and I could always give her a resource to boost her defense if need be. So I will quest then for 9.
Okay, so that's a total of 11, and we're up against 5.
Okay.
So card number 1. Each player chooses a card type and discards each card in his hand that is not that type. Okay, well I'm going to say I'm going to discard attachments because I want to keep my events.
Oh, I've got a nice little bevy of side quests here. Granted, this one is for adding the sector display, threat reduction, keeping my Mirkwood Explorer does not help as much as keeping my events. So,
I'd say
yeah,
keep your side quests. I would say keep your side quests for that threat reduction and basically knowing what's coming off the encounter deck, like pulling some nasty stuff out, potentially out the encounter deck.
Okay.
And that gets you closer to a nice little ally you've got in your deck.
Yeah, that's true. I've got Thalion in there that will get better the more side quests we complete. Also help us stall. And Thorundir will get more and more willpower off of it.
Yep.
And I've got Will the West, so eventually I'll reshuffle everything back in if need be.
Yep. And card number 2. Each player must remove a character from the quest. If the active location is underwater, deal 2 damage. We don't have an underwater location, so I removed 2 willpower from the quest.
And I will do the same with Thorundir, so we're down 4.
So
we went from 11 to 7.
And we're up against 5. We make 2 progress. It must make a change for you not to play the Hobbit Saga box.
Well, I've been I've been playing some of the Lord of the Rings saga quests for the solo challenge over at Board Game Geek, and I've been bouncing back and forth to Dream Chaser as well, trying to check off every quest from my list of played ones. So at this point, I'm getting used to the variety of gameplay that's available.
Fair enough. So which location would you like?
Well, I mean, I just lost my only ally. Your deck doesn't have any allies, so going to Undersea Grotto doesn't really help us, even though it's got that nice ability on it. So I guess should probably go
Curse
to
Caverns.
yeah. And I
Okay.
guess yeah, we don't want to do the underwater just yet because we're not we don't have a good board state yet. We got some other things to play. Although I guess you don't have any attachments right now. What are your thoughts on that, Grant?
Sorry, I was busy trying to work out. I think I need to pull out another grotto card since we travel to one, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was busy working that out, so sorry I completely missed what you said there.
I was just saying if we should flip it over to underwater or not, because
Um,
we don't really have any attachments to
uh,
play.
we we really just want to stall, and some of the underwater locations can bog we down with nasty
Yeah.
effects. So I think until we get our board state set up, we'll just try and just survive out.
Okay.
And at the end of the turn, I am going to actually play out my Open the Armory. So that's search the top 10 cards. Ooh, what do I take? And that's going to have to be that. Okay, and next turn. Sahia and Narya switch places.
I guess I should just make sure let you keep control of Nasia, so that way one of us can just flip flop them back and forth.
Yeah. Okay, so what are your plans this round?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and play out the East Road Ranger I just got.
Sounds like a plan.
Because that will help significantly, especially if we quest against Raleigh the West again.
Yeah. And you want to just drop out your other two side quests so they're on the board, so that way if you get another one of those nasty cards, you don't have to decide whether or not to keep your side quests or ditch them.
That's a good point. For some reason, I thought I could only play one a turn last turn. Otherwise, I would have gone ahead and played double back.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to play out my War Axe onto Legolas. He's now at 5 attack. And I'm going to drop out a golden belt on him as well. So that's me done. I am actually going to move a resource over to Narthia.
Oops. That shouldn't be flipped over yet.
Do you want to shuffle
Sorry, I forgot about my contract last turn.
yeah, do you want to shuffle that back in so you get another card that you don't know what it is?
Yeah, let's do that.
And if you want to do it, hit the shift key just as you're about to drop it onto the board, and it'll go face down, so you won't actually see what it is.
There we go. All right. There we go. Our loot is attached to the location.
So,
And this gets one more quest point, by the way, with the loot attached.
yep. So we need 6 to beat it. Okay,
Yep.
so questing, I'll quest for 3.
I will go ahead and send everyone, and I would say we were doing Rally the West again.
Yep. Do you want to add a resource to Sahias so that way he's got at least a willpower you can contribute.
Yeah, I've got the resources right now to do that, so we can.
And that way, if we get that one that says remove a character from the quest, we can just remove one willpower characters without losing a whole host of willpower.
Right.
So how much
All
are you
right.
sending?
All right. So we got 4, 6, 10, 11, and 14 on my end.
What, you're sending 14?
Yep.
So that's a total of 17 against 5. Card number 1. Soulless Cadavers. Card number 2. Drowned Dead. So we've added 5, so we make 7 progress. That is 6 on there, and 1 more on the Rally the West.
All right. So the cursed caverns get shuffled back into the grotto deck.
Yep.
And we find out what the loot card is. It's a magic ring.
And who's getting said magic ring?
Well, let's see. Oh. Supposed to flip over my contract. So, put each card attachment on that location to play at no cost, or add it to my hand. So, we could put it on anyone, really. And I think we were discussing before, readying on your side would be pretty good to have, whereas my guys are pretty much going to be questing most of the game here. So do you want a magic ring on, say, Grimbeorn as your main defender there?
Sure, why not? Grimbeorn can have a magic ring.
Plus that will give him some healing options too.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Okay, and now travel. Do you want to go to the Cursed Caverns?
Yeah, we might as well, because hopefully we'll get a slightly lower threat location, and we can always attach another loot card to it.
Okay, well, there's that, and we replace it with an Undersea Grotto. Okay, so next comes engagements, and the only thing that's coming down is this Drowned Dead. So I think I will engage it. And I will defend. If the attack destroys an ally, place that ally on the bottom of its owner's deck. Well, the Drowned Dead is attacking Grimbeorn with 4 defense against his 4 attack. There's no damage, and at this point I am actually going to raise my threat by 1 and ready Grimbeorn, and then Grimbeorn and Legolas are enough to kill this Drowned Dead and place 2 progress on there.
Very nice.
And then I will move, and I've already moved the resources this turn. Okay, I'm done. Have you got anything you want to do?
Nope. I've got no cards in hand, and I've already paid a resource to Captain Sahir, so I think we're good to go.
Okay, and now I'll switch. Sahir comes over at me, and Nasir comes over to you. I will move a resource from Bard to play a Secret Vigil onto the Soulless Cadaver. So now there's only 6 threat in the staging area. And what are you doing?
Well, I drew a Lorien Guide, and unfortunately I have just enough resources to play it, so
Sweet.
we'll go ahead and do that. I could Sigil Miner, hoping to either hit my hidden caches or just get enough to help get Nasia built up with some more resources for later on.
You could.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So I'll name 3 again. Oops. Did I just discard my second? Yep, there's my second Dwarven Tomb. And my third Dwarven Tomb.
That's just unlucky.
Yep. Alright, well, so much for that idea.
Yep, okay, so questing. I'll send 3. I'll send 3 to the quest.
Okay. Let's go ahead and send everyone who's ready here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and send Nasia too. So, 4, 6,
17,
10.
18 this turn?
Because
we had
sorry,
we had 17.
that was my count.
We had 17 last turn, and we've added one with the Lorien Guide.
Well, I used the Sigil Miner this turn, so we lost his.
Oh, so it's 17 again.
Yeah.
Okay, so 17 against 6. First card. It is not underwater, so nobody takes any damage, but we lose 1 willpower from Sahia, so that drops her down to 16. And 1 willpower from Nasia.
Yep. So we're down to 15.
And then
by the way, the guide puts a progress on Cursed Caverns.
Yep. And then card number 2 is Throngs of the Unfaithful, which surges. And we lose 2 more willpower from me.
And 1 more from me, so we'll just take out the Lorien Guide.
Okay. So that puts with a 12. 12 against 7. We make 5 progress, so that's 3 on here. 1, 2, 3, and 3 on here.
Which side explores Riley West?
Yep. And you get to claim your loot.
And now all our heroes get a willpower boost.
Yes, they do. And what is your attachment? Ooh, you got a black arrow.
Well, let's go ahead and give that to Bard or Legolas there.
I think at this moment in time, Legolas is actually going to take the arrow. Seems Bard is questing most of the time at the minute. And then engagements. Do you have any cards in your hand?
Nope.
Do you want to take the Throngs of the Unfaithful? I can defend.
Yeah.
I can defend and kill it with Grimbeorn.
Okay.
For you, so that's not an issue. And then I will pull down the. Okay, and then shadow card. Grimbeorn defends. Discard the bottom card of your deck. If that card has a printed 2 cost or less. Okay. Is it your deck or my deck?
That's a very good question. I'm guessing it's me because I'm the engaged player.
Okay.
So it doesn't say defending player, right?
Yep.
So bottom 1. It's X. So that's 0.
Yep. And I'm going to choose at this moment to spend a resource off Grimbeorn's pool and kill this Throngs of the Unfaithful.
So it's not even alive to make an additional attack.
Exactly.
Alright.
And I just need to check something. Discard the bottom card of the engaged player's deck. If it's 2 cost or less, Throngs of the Unfaithful go at the top of the encounter deck.
We'll be seeing them again.
Hopefully not. Hopefully it's a 3 cost or more.
Alright, bottom card. Up, it's Sulian.
So it dies.
And that's discarded, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's the turn. Unless you've got anything else you want to play.
Nope, my hand is empty.
Okay, Control N. Interesting. Okay, so what's your plans this turn?
Well, I just drew a stand and fight. Don't have any. If I want to use it, I can't discard it to Arwen for more resources. So let's give Sigil Minor here a shot and say 3, and maybe I'll get some resources here that I can put towards stand and fight. Hey,
Okay.
there's 1. And we'll just go ahead and put that on Awen. And hidden cache. So I get 2 more resources. Perfect. Because now...
Right, now here's a question. Do you pull out another East Road Ranger, or do you pull out Sulin?
Yeah, that's a good question. Is the East Road Ranger's a little cheaper, isn't it?
Or do you pull out the Mirkwood Explorer?
I might actually want the Mirkwood Explorers. It's only 1 less willpower. But the big thing is let's start building up progress, and we know eventually we're going to have to explore this shrine to Morgoth. And the more progress I can build up on the Explorer just to transfer to it eventually, the better.
Yeah, and it's not immune to player card effects, so
It
that's
is immune,
good.
or...
It's not
Yeah.
immune, so it can be done. Okay, and is that you done?
Yes.
Do you want to... There we go. I was going to say you've missed 2 resources there for paying for that.
Nah, I was accidentally started dragging Aowen. That was the problem.
Okay, well I'm going to move 1 resource over Nathia, and I'm going to spend 1 for an elf friend on Bard the Bowman. And that's me done this turn, so... You got any tricks that you want to do for boosting your willpower or not?
Nope, I've got no cards in hand at the moment, so...
Okay, so... Questing, I will send 4 to the quest.
Alright. Yeah, we've been sending Sahir, so we can remove him easily enough. And send a lot of these people. You're down already, Sigil. And you get... We have to quest successfully, right?
Yep. Yeah, so which one we're going on? Scout ahead or double back?
I think our threat's okay right now, so I would just scout ahead.
Okay, sounds like a plan. So,
And I'm at 8, 13, 14, 17, 18, 20.
you sent 20, have you?
That's correct. May not need to quest with everyone at this point.
So that's 24 we're sending to the quest against 6. So card number 1 is a cave eel. And
Okay.
card number 2 is at the top location of the grotto deck to staging area, and flip that location to its underwater side. Okay, so we see an underwater location. So much for stalling out. And we get the Shrunken Temple. The Sunken Temple. And that is going to kill me.
Well, it's only while it's the active location, at least.
Yeah. Okay, so we are up against 3, 6, 12, so we make 12 progress on Scout Ahead. So
Alright, so
that's that done, and we now look at the top 6 cards, I believe it is, from Scout Ahead.
correct.
So card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, card number 4, card number 5, card number 6. Okay, which one do we want to get rid of?
Think into the abyss or ancient depths are kind of the leading ones here we might want to get rid of, especially ancient depths since we can't cancel that.
Yeah, but Ancient Depths isn't really that bad. It's just basically adding an underwater location that we can't actually travel to unless we want to potentially clear it and move on to the next part of the quest.
Yeah. I guess into abyss isn't too bad for us now that we're close to being empty of cards. So maybe the Curse of the Downfallen?
Yeah, that would probably do more damage to you than it would to me.
Right, you don't have any...
I don't have allies.
Right.
So do you want to get rid of that, or do you want to get rid of one of these... do you want to get
enemies?
rid of... Yeah. But none of these enemies are particularly troublesome. So
Yeah.
I think getting rid of the Curse of the Downfallen. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree, because that will kind of wreck my board state if we see that too often.
Okay, and then the rest get shuffled back into the deck?
They go back in any order that we choose, I believe is the...
let's just double check that. Let's go ahead.
Put the remaining cards back in any order.
Okay, so...
So we could kind of plan out our next couple turns.
So, are we traveling into this undersea grotto?
I think it's probably going to be helpful if we do.
Okay.
Just because we'll get another loot card out there, right?
Yep. I'll take the Soulless Cadaver because I've got nothing in my hand that it's going to throw away. Well, sorry, I do. I've got 2 quick strikes. But unless you engage it, you've got nothing in your hand and then I can kill it.
The Soulless Cadaver? Oh, because we see these cards. Yeah, I could engage this. We've got Grimbeorn to Sentinel defend for me, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll actually engage the Soulless Cadaver then.
And then which card do we want to give? I think we'll give it the Ancient Depths. Is it Shadow?
Let's see, +2. Yeah, so we're not going to an underwater. Well, we will have underground grotto. So yeah, we won't have an underwater location.
Yep.
And I'll be 4. You've got 4 defense. Sounds good to me.
Okay, and then we'll reveal these 2 next turn.
Okay.
And then
probably whichever one you want to see it, or which 2 you want to see as shadows.
Well, these 2 are the only 2 that's left that are coming out as shadows for the next round.
And they'll basically whiff if as long as we don't go to an underwater location.
Yep.
Okay.
So these will come over there, okay, and then you said you wanted to travel to this undersea grotto?
Yep.
Which gives us another grotto location. and then then you said you were going to engage this soulless cadaver, didn't you?
Right.
Okay, so the soulless cadaver comes down to you, gains a shadow card. Grimbiorn will defend for you. +1 attack, 4 against 4 defense. I'll spend a resource and Grimbiorn crushes the soulless cadaver, and we reduce our threat by 3. And that's turn, I think.
Yep, I agree. Oh, Heirloom Miner. I wanted to mill you.
Just give us a minute, I need to find out what's going on. Be right back. And I'm back. Sorry about that. So, well, we'll start a new turn, I think. And you just drew your arrow
Yep.
doing miner.
Yep, I just drew my Heirloom Miner, and you got a dagger.
Yep. So I'm going to play that dagger straight away on Ubard. So that's him now halfway to flipping his contract. Well, technically I'm over. If I give it to Legolas, I'd be flipping me I've only got Bard to then get a flip. But I think spreading it out like this is more beneficial. So he's now attacking for 4. So I'm all done. Are you doing anything? Are you playing your miner, or are you just keeping them in hand?
No, I'm gonna go ahead and play the Miner. And did we flip Nasia and Captain Sahir?
No, we did not.
I will go ahead and give Nasia a resource from Arwen.
Okay, there you go.
And I'm gonna try Sigil Miner again, and we'll give it to Aowen if I get anything. I'll say 3 again. And we got Elven Light, and looks like probably 2 Elven Lights. Yep. Well, I'll be able to start drawing cards again next turn.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, you could have left one of those resources on Eowyn or Arwen from the miner if you'd used one of your law resources. And because we're at the Sea Grotto, it costs 1 less. It only costs you 2 resources instead of 3.
Well, that's good, because we'll go ahead and use that then to play Elven Light and draw a card. Ah! That's the card I wanted to see from Sigil Miner. Oh, well.
You're just not having any luck, are you?
No, but you know what? I could actually discard the Elven Light for resource on Arwen and do it again. There we go, we got a Rider of Rohan.
That's good for next turn.
Yep.
So, questing, I'll send Sahia for one.
Alright, well, let's send my team here. And I'm assuming we're doing double back.
Yep.
And I think I've got enough questing characters now. I don't need to send Nasia just in case we get more enemies
Well,
than...
we're getting 2 enemies out this turn. We already know that.
Okay.
So we're up against 6, 9, 11. 11 in staging. We're going to be revealing 4 more threat, I think it is. So and that's 4, 8.
3, 4.
We need 8 to blow through Undersea Grotto and double back.
Well, I'm questing for 21 right now.
Okay, so 21 against 11, 22 against 11 thanks to Sahia. So card number 1 is a Sea Scorpion, card number 2 is a Drowned Dead. So we are 15 against 22, that is 7 progress. So that's 4 on there and 3 on double back. So
well, I'll go ahead and discard Elven Light to make that 23 versus 15, so we get through double back.
Okay. And we each reduce our threat by 5. And what is your attachment, my friend?
Our loot attachment is leather boots.
And who is that going on?
Well, I think Thurindir might be the only target right now, other than one of my Dunedain allies.
Yep, that looks to be the case. I'm seeing, is this the first turn for the Mirkwood Explorer questing successfully, or is this the second turn?
That's the second turn. So he was out last turn, and we were successful.
So where do you want to travel to? The Undersea Grotto or the Cursed Caverns? I
would say go ahead to the Cursed Caverns.
Okay.
Just so we might possibly get some lower threat.
Okay, and you
Much as I'd like the writer to have a discount, I don't think I'm going to necessarily need it next turn.
Okay, and don't forget your loot.
Yep, thank you.
Right, okay, and then for engagements, these aren't coming down. Do you want to engage one and I'll engage the other?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, I'll take this one and you can have the Scorpion because he attacks for less. Okay, so I'll defend mine with Grimbeorn. No shadow effect, no damage. And then I am going to play a quick strike with Bard the Bowman, who is going to take out your Sea Scorpion.
Nice.
And he's actually attacking for 5 thanks to his dagger. And then Legolas is attacking for 5. And it's just not quite enough, so I will have to raise my threat by 1, ready Grimbeorn, and attack with Grimbeorn to kill that. And that's 2 more progress on there.
Alright, I think that's it for this turn then, right?
Yep, I think you're right. And you just got Faramir.
Yep. And I don't have my standard fights to break out.
You need to get your Will of the West, mate.
I do. Well, the good news is I can start drawing some cards with Elven Lights here. Oops.
Well, are you you going to sigil first? See if you can get some resources.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and sigil first. That sounds good. We'll say 3 again.
Yeah, you sigil the Will of the West.
Well, that's not 3. And that's not 3. But starting to get out some good allies there, I guess.
Yeah, you just can't bring them back.
Not right now. Let's go ahead and spend 1. Get out my Elven Lights. Or get out 1 Elven Light and draw a card. And there's the miner. I might as well discard the hidden cache for a resource and use the other Elven Light to draw 1. And I got Explore Secret Ways, which actually is probably good to just go ahead and play right now.
Yep.
And I guess I probably could have just kept the resources, put out Rider of Rohan, but I think we're good on questing power right now.
Yep, I think so. And by the looks of it, I played out my Mighty Prowess and moved a resource to Nasia.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and, well, no, I'm going to hold on to my lore resources just in case for now.
Okay, so questing.
Alright, let's see. I'm going to start grouping these to make easier counting. So that's 7 over there. So 18, 22 for my team.
Okay, and I'm not sending anything. So that's 22 against...
Yes, that quest.
8 in the staging area.
Okay.
So card number 1 is not underwater, so you just have to remove a character from the quest.
I'll go ahead and remove a miner.
So that's 1, so we're down to 21, and card number 2 is another cave eel, which puts us up to 11 threat in the staging area. So we make 10 progress, which is 4 more on here and 6 on the secret ways.
And so now we got to remember that our active location, if it matches one in the staging area, those ones don't contribute their threat.
Oh no, we don't quite actually make it through secret ways. We are 2 points shy because I forgot to add in when we travel to that location. We are actually 1 point off from clearing the when we travelled, I forgot to pull out the next grotto location.
Well, the good news is I might actually have a defender occasionally now.
Who are you putting that on? Oh, you're putting it on AoE.
It can only go on AoE, so we don't have any other Rohan heroes.
Yeah, it's just that she'll be questing more than she will be defending.
Well, that's the thing with trying to build a loot deck quickly, is like, well, at least know we can put this on someone.
Right, do you want to go to the Shrunken Temple?
That's the one that's underwater, right?
Yeah.
I think we've got plenty of questing power now to be able to do the Sunken Temple.
Can we do it in one go?
I mean, we've been making... what? That was the 3rd turn, by the way, for that. Pretty close to 10 progress each turn lately. Okay. And actually, Thorndeer has 1 less willpower now. So I thought he got that
Yeah.
quest explored.
Or we can hold off because as soon as we do, each of us getting one of these cave eels.
Hmm. Um, if we wait one more turn, I could put out the Rider of Rohan, which is a couple more willpower, and I might get my Will of the West, or are all my stand-in fights in my discard?
I think so.
2, 3, yep, they're all in there. So,
Right.
yeah, basically hoping for a Will of the West
Do
to
you
be
want
able
to
to
go
put
to
them
the
out.
Do you want to go to the Undersea Grotto so you can get a discount on that rider?
Yeah, so then I can put more spirit resources to drawing cards with Elven Light, if nothing else. Although right now I need to discard one somehow. Aowen next turn.
Okay, so we are sitting with 14 in the staging area.
Okay.
Do you want to put your loot onto the Undersea Grotto?
Yes, I do. All right.
Okay, and we can't engage these cave eels, so next turn.
Oh, I got an Arid Nimbus Prospector. So I could actually put my stand and fight back into my deck.
Right, well, I'm going to play Hands Upon the Bow, choosing Legolas. Legolas is going to kill this cave eel, and that puts a point of damage on that cave eel thanks to Mighty Prowess, placing 2 progress on this Undersea Grotto.
All right.
And then I'll these two switch around, and I'll move a resource over to see here. Okay, so what's your
You have to
plan?
remember if you get another one of those, it'd be good for the underwater locations too, just to put a little more progress on them.
What? Yeah, the Hands Upon the Bow.
Well, just because hands upon the bow, kill an enemy, get 2 progress on the active location.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I said, for next time.
So what are you doing this?
All right, well, I think first let's go ahead and Sigil Miner, choosing Aowen in 3, and we'll see if I get some more resources out of it. There's 1, and 2 more resources on Aowen for that one. So now I could play Glorfindel for my discard pile.
Or you could play your rider, and then that way he doesn't exhaust to commit to the quest, and you've still got him for combat.
Right. So, we're gonna go ahead and play him. So we've got the discount right now. And actually discard an Elven Light for a resource. And we'll put out the Prospector.
And what you bring him back to your deck. Oh,
So I gotta discard the top 3 first, so we'll see what we got. Elven Light, that's fine. Prospector, Rider of Rohan. Okay, those are all fine. And yeah, I think we're go ahead and put a stand and fight back in. Because there's a few different people in there I'd like to bring back now.
Right, and by my count, you've got 2 Elven Lights sitting in your discard that you could potentially bring back.
Yep, so we'll draw 1 with 1 right now. It gives me Bilbo. Bilbo's a pretty decent questing character, even though I don't have any pipes in the deck. Yeah, we'll keep digging. So even if I get another, even if I do another Elven Light, I'll be able to still play Bilbo, nothing else. And there I got a test of will. Well, is this only first ally? Yeah, so not going to play Bilbo right now because I'd rather have the resources for test of will.
Okay. So questing then.
Yep.
I'll send 2 with Sahia.
Let's see. Send the usual team here. Okay, come on, people. 3, yeah. So 7, 9, 15, 19, 24.
So that's 26 against 11 so far. Card number
Okay.
1. You cannot flip the active location this round if the active location is under water resolve. It is not, so it just doomed 3.
Okay.
And card number 2 is a Sea Scorpion. So we've added 2, so that's 13 against 26.
And actually, the Undersea Grotto should have got a progress from the Lorien guide, but I think we cleared it and the side quest, no problem this time.
Yes, we have. So I get shuffled back into there, and that gets.
And got a Hugh Grimm, so now I have a combat hero if we really need it.
Okay. Are we going to the Sunken Temple this round now, since we've got your allies are decimating questing?
Yep. Oh, speaking of decimated questing, I'm going to discard an Elven Light for willpower just so that it's back in the discard.
Okay. That goes there. This comes. I'll optionally engage. Do you want to engage the other one? You can defend with Nasia.
Yep. Sorry, I was just making sure my loot card got attached to the Sunken Temple there.
And since we've travelled to a grotto, we need to add a grotto back out, which is another cursed cavern.
Do the flipped over water locations count?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
Um.
Roll it.
Yeah, basically, because I'm not 100% sure. So I'm gonna defend mine with Grimbiorn. No shadow, no damage. Because he's defending for 3 thanks to the fact of the Sunken Temple blanking out all attachments.
Okay.
And I will spend 1 to have Grimbiorn swing back and kill the cave eel. And how are you defending?
Well, let's go ahead and use Nasia. Since she's main one ready here.
No shadow effect, no damage. And then Bard attacking for 3 with -2 isn't quite enough, so if you swing with your Rider of Rohan, we can kill it.
Yep. One thing, Nasia needs to spend a resource to boost her defense, because the active location is underwater.
Yes. There we go.
But I could go ahead and give her another resource from yeah, through there, because his lore resources aren't as in high demand right now.
Okay, and at the end of the turn... Oh no, it's the end of the quest phase that happens, so...
Yep. Just as I said, his resources weren't in as high demand. I get a Mirkwood Explorer.
Right, and since we quested successfully again... Hang on, Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. So
Thank you. All right. My planning. My deck is getting very, very low. All right. Well, let's sigil miner
are you
first.
sure you want a Sigil Miner with so few cards in your deck that you could discard a Will of the West?
I do have 3 of them in there,
Okay.
so so it's not possible I could discard all of them.
Have you discarded any of them yet?
I have. I'm pretty sure I have not. Let's double
Uh,
check that.
no, you haven't.
So yeah, I would. I think it might actually help because it'll thin my deck a little bit too. So we'll say 3 and choose Eowyn as the target, so I can discard an Elven Light to get my Explorer out this turn. So there's Sigil Miner and Rider of Rohan. So we get 1 resource on Eowyn for that.
Well, you could put the Sigil Miner's resources onto Thuringia and then you could get your Mirkwood Explorer out.
Well, I can discard an Elven Light to Arwen to get the Explorer out this turn.
How? The
Oh, wait.
Explorer's Law.
What's that?
The Explorer's Law, you can't use Arwen's resources to pull out the Explorer. The best way to do that would give Thuringia the Miner's resource.
Oh, he's not a Noldor, so I can't give him resources.
Not
right.
from Arwen, but you can from the Sigil Miner.
And actually, I can't play any allies this turn, so we're at an underwater location. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and... Yeah, we'll give them the Thurindir. So if we get another Explorer soon, I'll want to get that out sooner rather than later.
I think it's only 1 resource you get because you said 3 and you discarded a Sigil Miner and a Rider of Rohan.
There we go.
Okay.
I accidentally took too many away from... Unless, did I give her 2? Sigil Miner. Nope, I had 1. Okay.
Okay, so questing, I'll send Nasia for 1.
Okay. Well, let's see. I think I'm up to 10 over here. Oh no, because now this East Road Ranger isn't questing, it's a side quest. So we've got 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13, 20, 24. So we're at 25.
Is that 25 with... Are you sending Sahir or not?
Oh, he's got 2... Yeah, we go ahead and send Sahir too. It's 27.
So 27 against 8. Card number 1. Throngs of the Unfaithful, which surges into a Soulless Cadaver. Card number 2 is Into the Abyss. And at this point I'm going to say I am going to keep my events. For you, I'd recommend discarding your events.
Yeah, because if I just say ally, my Elven Light's getting the discard, and
all
I will lose the test of will anyway.
Yeah, if you play it, you lose it, and at least this way you keep your resources.
Right. Yep, so just say ally and discard my events.
Yeah. Okay, and then that's that done. And then we are up against 4, 6,
12?
12. So we make 15 progress. So that's 11 on there. And 4 on there. So that's explored, and you get your attachment.
Did that go to the victory spell? Yes, it did. Okay.
So what
and
is your Glamdring? Nice.
Okay, so I think you need the card draw more than I do at this point.
Yes, please.
All right, go ahead, put it to whoever you would like.
Okay, I think because of the fact that I am so close at flipping my contract, Legolas is getting glamdring. So now he's got both these abilities: placing willpower, placing progress, and card draw from killing an enemy. Okay, so travel. Are we going to the Cursed Grotto or the Waterlogged Halls?
Can't forget my marker explorer. Each undead enemy gets -1. We only have to engage one of these this turn. I guess, did we want to try to flip them over to the underwater side?
I mean, we can do.
So right now, I'm mostly looking for my Will of the West, I think. I've got plenty of allies.
Okay.
So
if we go to the Cursed Cavern then and flip it.
Yeah. Let's do that.
And we get 14 on the Twisting Hollow.
Okay.
And we can't ready from card effects. Okay, and then engagements. The Throngs of the Unfaithful are coming down. Do you want it?
Well, you said you're not going to be able to ready anyone from card effects, so and I don't have anyone ready.
I can defend it for you. It's just that all my cards in my deck are 2 cost or less, except for Vigilant Guard.
Okay. Yeah. I can take it then if that's the worry here.
So Shadow card, I will defend it for you. No shadow, no damage, and then Bard and Legolas attack and destroy. And do you want to discard the bottom card of your deck? See if it goes.
It is a Mirkwood Explorer, so
it dies. And thanks to Mighty Prowess, I get a deal of damage to the Soulless Cadaver.
And did you draw your card from Glamdring?
I have not, but I am about to draw 4 cards. And that's for Glamdring and my Forehammer.
And we get to put 2 progress on Twisting Hollow.
And we get to put 2 progress on Twisting Hollow. And in actual fact, I am not going to use Bard to kill that enemy. I am going to save him, and I am calling it a turn because I've just drawn something that would have allowed us to kill that cadaver after I'd already committed him. So I'm not going to micromanage that because I had no idea what's coming off. So
yeah, I mean you could still. Well, kind of to the other thing is like once we see what comes up, you could hands upon the bow, kill that, and put a couple more progress on the Twisting Hollow for sure.
Oh, I'm definitely come what may, that thing's going down. Okay. And since I got Glamdring, that actually boosts Legolas's attack up. So let's have a look. How much is he actually attacking for? 1, 2. That puts him at 5, 6. Yep, he's swinging for 6. I'm actually going to give him a Warhorse now. So he's now swinging for 7. Oh no, and he gets 2 from Glamdring, so that puts him at 9.
Hey Grant, we're underwater, so you can't play attachments.
Alright, yes, that's right. So...
Next turn.
Next turn. He's still swinging for 8.
Which reminds me, I'm back in the loot deck with you. Alright. Forgot to attach loot to that.
And when we travelled there, I forgot to put out another grotto. So, questing.
Well, I wanted to go ahead and play my gather information here.
Oh, good.
So that'll boost our questing a little bit, unless we wanted to try and make the 15 try to put more progress on the main quest.
No,
So,
I'm good with going to gather info if you want.
well, I mean, I guess that's one way to make sure I get Will of the West here soon.
Yeah.
And I think,
in all honesty, we kind of want as much progress on your Mirkwood Explorer as possible to try and kill the Shrine of Morgoth straight away. So
yeah. I'm actually going to play my Elven Lights as well. So that way I can draw a couple cards here. And there's a hidden cache, and the storm comes. So we could go ahead and play that too.
okay.
That doesn't help you as much as it would have helped me earlier on.
Well, it's still going to help you for getting out some of these allies, like Faramir and what have you.
Yep.
And I'm actually going to give a resource from Bard to Nasia. Just because I can.
Yeah, and speaking of resources, we might as well go ahead and discard one, get a resource on Arwen for whenever I do get a Will of the West or we don't go underwater again, I could play Glorfindel for my discard. Alright, I think I'm ready to quest now.
Okay.
Does gather information help you the most, I guess, right now?
Yeah. Gather information
Alright.
is fine by me. So we need 15 to clear Twisting Hollow. We need a total of 19 to beat Gather Information.
Okay.
And we're up against 6, 8, 11 in staging.
11. I don't think we're going to get through gather information, even with my army of questers right now.
Probably not.
So right now we've got...
I'll send a total of 4 to the quest.
17, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 27, 29 with Sahir on my end.
29, that is 33 we have sent to the quest.
The active location gets a progress too.
I'll just put that on.
Okay. I just don't want to forget.
Yeah, card number 1. The Sea Scorpion. Card number 2. You cannot flip and resolve its forced effect. Each player must discard 1 character. That's not very nice.
Oh, because you just have heroes in Nasia.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Sorry, Bard, but you're going bye-bye. But seeing that, I now get to flip my contract. Silver lining.
Yep. I mean, I guess the Aragnemus Prospector is probably the weakest link.
Okay, so that actually drops us by 4 willpower.
Oh, so we lost Bard?
Yep. So we are up against 2, 5, 7, 13. Against 29, that is 16 progress. So that is...
that clears...
That is 12 on... That is exactly what we need, because that's 12 on there, and 4 on gather information. So...
Oh no. Oh wait, that's why it's engaged. Good. Alright. Well, let's see what we got from the loot deck here first. Hey, the Ancestral Armor still came out. Except I think you're at the limit on restricted attachments for this.
Not on Bjorn, I'm not.
It has to be leadership or noble.
Let's see. I have one, two. No, I've still got 2 slots free on Legolas. If you want to
Oh,
put,
really?
yeah, he's got a golden belt.
Well, do you want 2 more defense and 2 more hit points on
Why not?
him?
And that boosts his attack power by another one, thanks to the War Axe. Gives him
All right.
a total of 3 defense in 9 attack. Okay. And for gather information, what am I going to pull out?
So apparently I don't actually have Will of the West in my deck.
Oh, that's clever.
I could have swore I put it in there. I've got Stand and Fight. I've got Heirloom Miner, Residual Miner. I guess then it's a good thing I have another copy of Thalion, I guess.
Okay.
Is he the best person to play though? So we could get Sulian and reduce our staging rate, although we're questing pretty well. Yeah. Having 4 heroes seems like a good idea. Alright. Apparently, when I join the live stream, I do all kinds of deck building fails.
Don't worry about it. You didn't just lose a hero. There's a reason Bard doesn't go spelunking.
I'm guessing we want to just travel to a grotto location normally. Because we kind of... I have a bunch of stuff to play, at the very least.
So do I. Okay, and then engagements. Do you want this Soulless Cadaver?
Hold shift. Hold shift.
It will put your Elven Light, your Hidden Cache and Bilbo back into your deck.
It will?
It puts them on the bottom of the deck.
Oh, each card in your hand.
With the printed cost 2 or less.
Yeah, that's fine. I guess the hidden cache going back in my deck is helpful.
Yeah, so I'll give you the Soulless Cadaver and I'll take the Giant Scorpion. And shadow cards are dealt.
Nope, not you.
Oh, you don't get a shadow card because there's no more shadow cards left in the encounter deck.
I'm not going to complain.
So Grimbiorn defends mine. Attack gets +1, so 3 against 4, no damage. And then, do you need help killing yours? Or have you got enough?
I've only got 2 attack with the Rider of Rohan.
I'll spend 1, kill mine off with Grimbiorn, and then how are you defending your Soulless Cadaver? Okay, Grimbiorn...
Yeah, it's going to probably be...
defends and takes no damage. Then Legolas is enough on his own to swing across and kill the Soulless Cadaver, placing 2 progress there and drawing me a card.
Next turn I could hold Eowyn back, since we're not underwater. And plus next turn I'll have a hero that will ready for every combat. I should hit Control N, that would help.
Yes, it would. Okay.
And it just will.
So my contract is now flipped. So Grimbiorn is now up to 3 willpower. And Legolas is now up to 1, 2, 5 willpower. And I will spend 1 for a Rohan Warhorse onto Legolas to increase that and that. He's now got 10 attack. That can go up to 15 with Black Arrow.
Alright.
And I'm not done. I'll spend 3 resources to play out a Vigilant Guard onto Grimbeorn, who has now got 2 extra hit points. So he's now at 9 hit points. And I will spend 1 more resource and play out Keep Watch. And that's all I've got at the minute.
Okay. Let's see here. I definitely want to put out the other Merkblood Explorer. So the more progress on them, the better.
And you need to add a progress token to Mirkwood for the last turn of questing successfully.
Thank you. I wasn't sure if I did or not. It's getting up there.
Silverthorn, this is the Drowned Ruins, and although we are on turn 10, this game is going fairly well, bar the loss of Bard from spelunking. And I think we're about to try and push through the quest now, or get rid of these 2 side quests that we've got out and then push through, depending on how we're feeling.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I would like to get out Glorfindel soonish, so I think we'll just go ahead and play Thalion. And now he's a hero as well.
Yeah.
So his willpower gets boosted to 3. Actually, why don't we just move the Burglar's Turn contract up out of the way, because it's not really telling us anything new.
Yep, and just out of curiosity, how many... We have 7 cards in the victory display, and 5 of them are
Side quests?
side quests.
Yeah, so we're well into activating his 3 side quests of the victory display to make him a hero. But he's got, I think he's lore and spirit.
Lore, spirit, and neutral at the minute.
Yeah. So if we quest against Keep Watch, I can gain tactics.
Well, if you want, we can do that. It makes the enemies less likely to kill us. Not that
Yeah, which will be good because Thalion's going to be my defender here. Getting them 1 less attack would make that a much more reasonable.
Yeah, and not to say that Legolas just completely kills pretty much any enemy that comes out.
Alright, I think that's it for my planning there.
Okay, and I'm done with my planning. So I played the Rohan Warhorse, and I give a resource, and I played out Keep Watch, and I cannot remember if I give a resource to Nasia, so I'll just do that there. So yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
So questing, what you're sending, and what we're questing on. Keep Watch or the storm comes.
Well, I guess, are we planning on going underwater again after this?
I think we need to consider it.
Then I would say let's do Keep Watch. Because the storm comes, if I get that to play Faramir, it's not going to help us necessarily next turn. That would be good to complete before we advance to stage 2, just for the last willpower boost.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan. So we'll quest on Keep Watch. So we need a total of 10 willpower to get through that, and we've got
Actually, the Rider Rohan does not exhaust, so that's 5, 10, 12, 17, 25, 29, 32.
We need 17 to clear what's in the staging area and keep watch.
Okay.
So card number 1 is a cave eel. Card number 2 at the top. So at a grotto. Okay, and we've added 8 to the staging area, so we're up against 10, 12, 15.
Well, we make 17.
So
Exactly.
that clears the cave. And clears keep watch. So now all non-unique enemies have -1 attack. And I suggest you take the Arkenstone.
Yep. Let's put that on Arwen. Each unique character I control, so.
And
pretty much my heroes, but still. And I guess the hero would get 1.
Don't forget the Mirkwood Explorers get the progress tokens.
Thank you.
Okay, Traveler, we're going to the Dark Abyss.
Yeah, as we were going to go underwater anyway, and that 5 threat in the staging area is going to be tough.
Okay, and then I'll take this eel down. Grimbiorn defends. No shadow, no damage. And then Legolas kills. And let's see, do I have a 4-hammer in my hand? I don't, but I do draw a card which gives me an open the armory. And I'll ready with my warhorse because I can.
Yeah, I've been forgetting the leather boots. Let me ready.
And that's when it comes up, that's when it comes off the encounter deck, not the
oh, the grotto deck.
The grotto deck. Yeah, I checked that earlier.
Alright, I have been playing it correctly then.
Okay, there's nothing else to do this turn, so
you're supposed to be getting a resource. Let's change that.
And I've got nothing I'm playing this turn, so
same here.
Questing then.
Yep.
I'll give Nathia another resource.
So actually, she should be on my side, right?
Yep. So
I can give her a resource. That's fine.
I'm just thinking for a tanking a hit officer here. Spoilers. Okay.
Oh, I can't give Nasia a resource because I don't control her.
There you go.
All right. And start counting in. There's 10, 12, 18, 27, 32, 36.
38. And are we doing the storm comes?
We've got 2 underwater locations, so this would make our 3rd, right?
Yes, I believe so. I will just double check that. We have 1 underwater location grotto in the victory display, so this would be our 2nd.
Yeah, let's do the storm cones because then I can put out Faramir and we can just basically finish off the quest with bigger willpower, although
Okay,
My
card
questing has been pretty strong already.
card number 1. Can't flip, so we have to trigger its forced effect. So deal 1 damage to each character in play. 1, 2. And bye bye is a jump minor.
Yep. So we lose 1 willpower.
You could test a will that, I suppose, if you want to keep them.
It's not game ending yet.
True.
So if we lose the pioneers, that's going to be the must cancel.
Yep, agreed. Okay, card number 2. And I am going to keep my events. And I am actually going to save 1 of your points of damage on the Mirkwood Explorer by transferring it to Grim Beyond thanks to Vigilant Guard.
Well, let's save it on the one that's got 7 progress.
That's
right
what I
now.
was thinking.
Well, now if I discard Faramir, that's not going to make any difference for the Storm Comes, is it? No, Test of Will is just too good to save.
Now
so.
the question becomes, with 4 for 3 hunters, can I heal the point of damage off Sahir? I don't think I can.
Yeah, he's not a hero.
Yeah, okay, so that's that. Okay, so we're up against 7 in the staging area.
Yep.
So I am pretty sure... Oh, you forgot to add your loot card to the Dark Abyss.
Oh. Well, I'm pretty sure we're exploring it, so...
Okay.
Oh, there's a Raiment of War.
That is 17. Again, that's 20 progress, so that's 13 on there. And 5 on there, so we clear that. And we clear that.
Are you full up on restricted attachments?
I am at the moment.
Okay, well then I think the Raiment of War is going on Thalion here.
It can't.
Oh, Warrior. Who's Warrior on my side?
Nobody.
Nobody. You're a Raider. You're a Raider.
I think just take it into your hand.
Yep. Nothing else I can discard it for a resource.
Yeah, travel, do we want to go to one of these cursed caverns or one of these other grotto locations?
Well, I don't have an ally really to play anymore. You're full up on attachments, so go ahead and go to the cursed caverns and flip it.
Okay. And we've got another sunken temple.
Okay.
Probably the least favourite one out of there, because now all my attachments are blank, and so is your Arkenstone.
Alright.
So, next turn.
Sigil Miner. And we're underwater, so I can't play it. Well, since I've got the resources for it, why am I taking it off him? He's both lore and spirit. Let's play some Elven Lights here, just so I can draw more cards.
He's lore, spirit, and tactics.
Oh, so I could actually play the Raiment of War next time.
If you need to, yes.
I mean, yeah. So I don't have a warrior to place it on, but I could play it.
Well, if you get Glorfindel out, you can, because Glorfindel's a warrior.
I think the ally just says Noldor.
I'm not sure.
Oh, nope, he's a warrior. Okay. And where's my third Elven Light? Or no, that got shuffled back in, didn't it?
I believe it did.
Okay.
So,
Well, anyone, you get a resource back. So draw 2 cards. Yeah, there we got another copy of Test of Will, just in case.
yep, and you got Bilbo and Ezekiel Miner. So you could pull out Bilbo for some questing power.
Well, no, because we're underwater.
True.
I
Okay, so
mostly did that just to, because I could. Now I have the Elven Lights for questing power or resources if we need it.
yep, okay, so questing then.
Yep.
I'm sending nothing.
Alright, well, let's see. Can you put a location on the Sunken Temple for the guide? So we got 2, 3,
Do you want to
5.
add your attachment to the sunken temple?
Oh, yep. Thank you. Alright. Alright, so the East Road Ranger's just 1 this time. So 4, 8, 9, 13, 21, 25, 28.
30 with Sahia?
Yeah, we could go ahead and send Sahir because Thalion already.
Okay, that's 30 willpower you're sending.
Yep.
And we are up against 4 in the staging. So card number 1, Throngs of the Unfaithful, which surges into the Drowned Cave. Ready's Thurindia.
Hey.
Card number 2 is the Drowned Dead, which
Okay.
is now saying good night, hands upon the bow with Legolas. And I think I'm actually going to kill the Throngs of the Unfaithful, so that way we don't get that Shadow Forced effect, because it's not engaged with anybody. And I get
Nice.
a draw card. Secret Vigil.
And we get 2 progress on the Sunken Temple.
Yes, we do. So we are.
And it should have 3 from the guide, or with the guide's progress too.
Yeah, so we are up against 2, 5, 7, 9. We make 21 progress, which is 8 on there, and 13 more on here. So we have successfully completed quest card 1, 12 turns in. Because that's our third card into the our third grotto into the victory display. So, what is your loot card? A War
It's a
Axe.
War Axe.
Now I could take that on Grimbeorn.
Go right ahead.
Thank you, because as we've just seen, you do not have any warriors that you could place it on.
It's just a tactics character, which now Thalion is.
Oh, well, if you want, you could always put it on Talion.
Nah, it's okay. He's good. There's not enough restricted attachments right now to really make it worth his while, whereas with Grimbeorn...
He's got 7.
Yep. Okay. So what happens here with stage 2A?
Yes. In the center of the shrine, reverently placed on a large altar lies a black chest. As soon as you get close, Sahia knocks one of the heroes over and grabs it. Make the Shrine of Morgoth the active location, Rotto side face up. So I'm guessing that side.
Yep.
And then
So here flips.
Yep.
He loses... It says removing all tokens.
Yep. makes an immediate attack against the first player. So that's you.
Yep.
So I am actually going to Sentinel defend that for you.
Thank you.
6 against 4. Discard an attachment you control.
Do I discard the attachment since I'm the defending player?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the way I would read that.
Well, good news is I have attachments to spare. This is Grim.
Okay. And Grimbion takes 2 points of damage. Luckily enough, he's got enough hit points that it doesn't make a difference. However, Grimbion is, however, going to swing back. So -2. Captain Sahia dies to Grimbion. But considering he's removed from the game after this attack, I can't put him in the victory display. Or can I? You know what? As soon as he's dead, I'm putting him in the victory display. And then each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for an undead enemy and adds it to the staging area.
Okay.
So, an undead enemy. Let's grab. The drowned dead and. Let's grab a couple of drowned deads. Unless you want a soulless cadaver.
Let's see here.
Well, you've got the choice of a Throngs of the Unfaithful, or a soulless cadaver, or the drowned dead.
I guess they're all -1, so probably Throngs of the Unfaithful probably work best for me right now, because then I don't have to worry so much about Thalion's low defense there.
Okay,
and I'll actually have the attack to take it out myself.
Okay, so then we go on. I'm going to raise me threat by 1 to ready Grimbion, and then we flip this. So while an underwater location is the active location, players cannot yep, we know that. So do we just move straight on to quest phase? Is there a third quest stage? Or is this it? No, this is it. So we've just got to beat the shrine.
Yep.
So engagements comes down like this. Do you want to optionally engage these Throngs of the Unfaithful?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, Talion readies. And then this comes down to me like so. And then shadow cards are dealt like this. Okay, so how are you defending?
We'll go ahead and have Thalion defend the Throngs.
No shadow effect, no damage.
Perfect.
And Grimbion will defend the drowned dead. +1, so 4 against 4, no damage, spends a resource, kills. Then Legolas will spend 1 resource, quick strike, and kill that, allowing me to draw a card. I'm placing 2 more progress on there.
Very nice.
And how are you dealing with your Throngs?
Well, I've actually got a Rider of Rohan and Thurindir to attack for 4.
And you have to discard the bottom card of your deck to see if you actually get rid of the Throngs.
Bottom card is an Elven Light. So no.
So it just goes back on and that's going to surge.
Well, the good news is Arkenstone is back online, so we should just have to quest and make it through.
Yeah, because at the beginning of the quest phase, that's going to flip to its underwater side.
Okay, so
Did you
planning we
remember?
still have.
Did you remember to add your progress tokens for the explorers last round?
Yes, I did.
Right. Okay. And you know what? There's a second black arrow.
All right. So if it flips to its underwater side without removing its progress tokens. Okay.
I think I'd wait until after it's flipped, so that way you can get 12 progress on it, just in case it does say remove your progress tokens.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to think what else I want to do here is I've got plenty of resources and it's not underwater yet, so let's see. Sulian is going to be very, very nice this turn, I think. She's 3 willpower, or I could reduce location threat. So either way, she can basically quest for 3. I'm sorry, granted, technically it's your planning first.
I've got nothing to play. I've got events in my hand, and I'm tapped out on restricted slots at the minute, so I can't play my attachments. So
Okay.
I'm quite happy just. Actually, you know what? I'm going to spend 1 resource and play Open the Armory, and yeah, I'll pull out a Warhorse, so that way if I do get a golden belt, it can go on Grumbion. Okay, so that's my planning done.
Alright. I'm going to discard Neblin Light for resource on Arwen. Use her resource. And Aowen's. So 3. Oops. Not another damage. 4, 5. Let's get Glorfindel out. My discard, finally. I put him there forever ago. And I keep seeming to forget that he's there.
I think it was the first turn of the game he went into discard.
It just shows that I'm not a good player.
Well, considering we've basically owned this quest, for one thing that we couldn't really predict, which was that forced effect from that treachery that killed Bard, we haven't really had any problems.
This is true. Alright. I think that's my planning.
Okay, so questing.
Alright, 9, 18, 24, 25, 26, 27, 30, 32, and the location gets a progress from Lorien Guide.
Okay, so card number 1, Surges. Card number 2 shouldn't be there, it should be in the Grotto deck, so card number 2 is Into the Abyss. And I'm going to name events, so I discard my attachments.
I mean, I've got the stuff for it to cancel that.
It depends, do you want to cancel it, or do you just want to let it resolve?
I guess we can just go ahead and let it resolve. I'll choose events to discard. I'm pretty sure we're not going beyond questing this turn.
So we are... Oh, and I forgot to flip this to its... Shrine of Morgoth cannot have attachments. If Shrine of Morgoth is the active location at the end of the quest phase, raise each player's threat by 5. So we are 2, 4, 7, 8, 10. And we are 32 against 15.
And I can add 12 more progress. on that and lower
30,
location threat. That doesn't even need to happen.
32. So we make 22 progress. Hang on, double check. There's 3, 6. Yep, 10. We make 22 progress. So that is 15 on here and 7 on there. We have successfully won the game, and it is just a shame I do not have another hands upon the bow where I could then discard both black arrows and have Legolas attack for 21.
I'm guessing the way things kind of went down, we probably could have beaten this several turns earlier.
Oh, definitely. We didn't actually have to turtle for as long as we did, but I think it was a fun playthrough.
Oh yeah, I loved having my questing hit 30.
On your own. I mean, what did you think of the Tower of Legolas?
That's pretty awesome. What did you end all up with? Ancestral armor, glam drain, mighty prowess, 2 black arrows, Warhorn warhorse, war axe, Rivendell bow.
Yep. All
I'm
for
sad we lost Bard though. I like Bard a lot.
yeah, but I think I made the right choice ditching Bard out the characters I had.
Yeah,
So
that's for sure.
let's have a look. How many of these? So restricted, 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 and then that doesn't do anything. That allows us to get the 4 there, and then that gives us +1. So let's see. I get 2, 3, 4, 5. I have so much attack on the board with just Legolas. Because I've got 4 attack from the War Axe, which puts them to 7. Then 3 attack from Glamdring and the Rivendell Bow, putting them up to 10.
It's too bad we didn't feed Sahir a bunch of resources just so you could Black Arrow.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because Sahir had just made 1 attack and
Yeah, he just runs off. It sounds like from the
yeah,
from moving from the game.
yeah, he runs away because he's the enemy in the last quest of the cycle.
Oh, okay.
So you'll be facing him again later on. So now that you've seen my ranged 3 hunters deck actually play, obviously you saw the Storm on Cobas Haven last week. What do you actually think of? What do you actually think of it playing alongside it?
I think it's really good. Goes to show Legolas still holds his own these days. Just getting options with like hands upon the bow and all the attack you can have makes for a really strong gameplay.
Yeah, and for him only costing 9 threat as well.
Yeah, and actually Legolas worked pretty well on this quest because he helped us keep putting progress on the active locations.
Yeah, I mean, I actually stopped playing Legolas for a long time. I hadn't actually played with Legolas up until the epic multiplayer Attack on Dol Guldur was the first time I had actually boarded Legolas in a long time. And then since then, it's like he's one of my go-to heroes because he just is able to do so much. I mean, he had, let's see, 4, 5, 6 hit points with 3 defense and 6 willpower at the end of the game. On top of his 10 attack.
I think you need more readying, Grant. So obviously you need to quest with him and as well as attack.
And not to mention defend, because he's got like the 3 defense and 6 hit points, so he can defend and attack at 9, well 8 and still survive. But yeah, this deck was mainly designed just to do combat. Obviously, tactics doesn't have a lot of readying, and the only readying it does have really is the Rohan Warhorse.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got that in there. So come Storm on Covas Haven, I'm just hoping people are going to be nice and allow me to have some unexpected courage.
Well, and if I hadn't tried the Burglar's Turn contract, I probably could have had some more unexpected courages or something for you.
But I don't think it was needed.
Yeah, for 2-player, just getting 2 enemies a turn, it wasn't a big deal.
And even then, I had the magic ring. Now, I finished off on 42 threat. So if we didn't use the Secret Vigil and the
double back,
I'd be very close to threatening out. I think I'd be at 49 threat.
Yeah, I could have also put in some Galadrim's greetings and such. And
yeah, but
problem with building a deck hastily is like, oh, there's not a lot of doom. We'll be okay.
But no, I think this was a good quest, and it's definitely fun to play.
Yeah, once I read about the quest needing to kind of like, oh, well, we have to do the underwater locations as active locations. Like, oh, Burglar's Turn is actually probably going to be fun for this one, because we're going to always want to be traveling anyway.
Oh, definitely. It's just, I think if you're running a Burglar's Turn deck, you actually need to sit down and think of, right, my hero composition and the attachments I can actually use.
Yeah, I was trying to look at your list, and I threw some in there, and earlier on I was like, oh, Orchrist, Glamdring, a lot of the guarded attachments were just kind of like, yeah, sure, no problem.
Oh, definitely. The guarded attachments with the Burglar's Turn is phenomenal, because it just bypasses the guarded state.
We didn't see the Mythful Shirt or the Necklace of Girion, Stone of Elostrian, and Orchrist. So all we had left were guarded attachments.
Yep. And at that point, I think, had we gotten Orchrist out onto Bard or Legolas along with Orchrist, it would have just been over.
Surprised Orchrist wouldn't be going on Grimbeorn, because then use the resource generated.
I didn't have a golden belt. It would mean dropping either Raiment of War or War Axe.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If I'd seen the golden belt, it would be going on Grimbeorn. No two ways about it. But for not having it, it's definitely one that would have had to go on somebody else.
Well, if we do another live stream or whatever, maybe I'll bring the Burglar's Turn deck back and tweak the loot deck a bit, so get some more defensive attachments for Grimbeorn and get you to flip your contract a little faster.
Yeah, well, I think the next one we do is going to have to be that City of the Corsair. See if we can actually do it.
Yeah, eventually I need to still go back and play Temple of the Deceived. That one with the map thing is probably one I'm going to sit down when I have a good amount of time and try it solo, just because that one seems like it could take a while. That one's like, oh yeah, you want to turtle for a long time too, and then eventually try to make your way across the map.
Yeah, I mean, there's some locations on that help you out, but there's a lot of locations that do nasty stuff to you. And although I love this deck, I wouldn't be able to bring it to that that quest. There's enemies in there, but there's not many of them, or at least it doesn't seem to be that many of them. And it is like you need to be questing quite heavily.
Mm-hmm.
So me bringing this all attack power deck with very little questing is like, yeah, that's not gonna work.
I think this deck has pretty good location control. I'll have to look at the City of Corsairs quest to see if it could do side questing or not, but
Oh,
uh,
definitely. I mean, we'd have to have a look and see if both decks are compatible with City of the Corsair to see if these would actually make a good pairing to deal with it.
right. Well, we can talk about that probably offline sometime.
Yep, not a problem. But thank you for joining us on this live stream, and we will see you next time. And if you are interested in watching the epic multiplayer online, it is on the 30th of July, Thursday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So I will catch you next week when we have another live stream, and let's see if we can beat the next quest.